Hello and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Last time out, we started off a journey taking some BP petrol from Orleans down to Nice. We are currently somewhere just northwest of Lyon. And today's journey, we are going to continue all the way down to Nice and drop off our cargo. In the last video, I asked the question, by the end of this video, how much or what do you think the percentage is going to be that is in the explored box over in the top left? If you didn't respond in that one, please do leave a comment in this one. Let me know what you think. The last video hasn't even come out. I'm recording this one after another, so I have no idea what the responses were. I also was talking about card games in that one. I think what I'm going to do in this one is I am going to talk about... I need to think up topics to talk about, so how about this? I'll think of something to talk about today, or maybe just talk about the title. But if you would like to leave some topics in the comments box, bearing in mind that it might be a few weeks before I get to them, put some topics in and let's see what they are. And I'd like, maybe I'll take a few of them on and try and do some discussion on them. You never know, I might actually have something fairly good to say, or it might just be a whole load of rubbish. Anyway, let's get started. Right, so in the last video we just filled up some petrol. And in today's video, we are going to be trying to not crash as we... thank you. It's very difficult to pull out of these, and I know I'm going to run into the mess that is the junction here. So in fact, I'm just going to leave it in third. This is going to go horribly wrong anyway. So if you watched the last video as well as this one, you will have noticed that we seem to have some problems at the junctions once again. In fact, you can see the problems right here. Just no sense whatsoever as to what is actually going on. So we're going to be waiting a little bit in this traffic. Might as well put my handbrake on whilst I wait for a clear way out. So that is from the service station. Oops, someone's managed to move forward. Come on, can we move forward? Thank you. I'm not sure why I'm indicating. No, I need to indicate. Yep, I saw the lights of that person. That was dangerous. That was really dangerous. Now I do need to be indicating here. Actually, that was a nice emerge onto the motorway, just a mess in the service station itself. It seems to be nothing I can do about this. Right, we do have another toll booth coming up, it seems. At least I think that was a sign for a toll booth. I'm not even sure anymore. I am not sure whatsoever. Right. I think our speed is 56. I'm going to do 60 now. Here we go. Here's a toll booth. Knew there was a toll booth coming. Now, which side is my booth? Looks like it's straight ahead. Yes. This looks like the one. There we go. Well, that wasn't too bad. So I just have to try and figure out where this auto toll booth is. that I can use my telepass device on. It's a nice Volvo in front of me. I think that's a Volvo. Looks like a Volvo. See, not the is it the V40 maybe? V50? I'm not entirely sure. As you can see, after last video, I've decided I'm going to keep a little bit of distance between some of these. Is that a BMW in front of me? I'm not sure. That one's certainly a Mercedes. Is it the CLs? CLKs maybe. Not sure what that was. And that's Dacia Sandero. Yep. Or Dacia, I think it's Dacia, isn't it? Pronounced. I think it's pronounced Dacia. Now, what this is, I have no idea. So we are travelling through the night, unfortunately. But, I mean, it's quite busy, so it's not terrible. Are we taking the first junction? I think we are, because that first junction, that first sign is saying towards Geneva, right? Marseille, Montpellier. No, yeah, that's the one. That's the one I want. Bring ourselves down to 5. Just worried about this junction. It's a clear road. Okay, since it's clear, I think I can put my full beams on. Now, there's a car behind me, but until they do not overtake me, I'm not going to switch off my full beams. There they go. I shall now switch it off. No point going into 6 high. Should be able to go straight through here. Start of toll road again. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do this. So many toll roads. I do not understand some of these drivers. I am in the right lane. Yes, I am. I am certainly in the right lane here. H, that works for me. What car is that in front of me? That's another type of Mercedes, maybe a GL. No, the GLs are the big ones, right? Now I'm not entirely sure. I think this is a good enough speed to just be travelling at. I think I have a cruise control button, but I'm not sure what it is. And I do not want to be switching my engine off. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. I do not think I have a cruise control button then. Maybe I didn't set it up. Is it this one? No. Is it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. That's probably the fastest you can react in a truck. Is it this one? No. This one? No. Okay. Maybe I do not have a cruise control button. Is it? Oh no, I think this one's my beacon lights, right? Yep, that's my beacons. I do not want to use that. So if there's anybody from France watching this, toll booths, what is the deal with that? Honda Jazz, not a particularly nice model, I do not think. What is the deal with all the toll booths in France? And are they actually that expensive? Just watching, preparing for a lane change here. Just in case. No, we seem okay. We seem okay. I'm having to be really careful in France. I'm not sure I've had to be this careful before in any country thus far. I'm just wondering what it is about these roads that are confusing, or that is confusing our users. Whoa. It was coming up really fast. Did I say users? Confusing the AI. Yes, users. Actually, there we go. Now I know something to talk about. A film that I do not tend to mention often, but I think I really have liked the film, and I've watched it many times before, both the original and the sequel and the games, is Tron. And I feel like Tron Legacy had a lot that needed to be done after it, but it seems to have just disappeared. That's a little bit concerning that it's disappeared like that. What's my... I do not know what my flashing my headlights are either. Ah, that's it. Is the toll booth coming up? It is. Oh, I know how I ended up in neutral. I pressed the wrong button. No. That's how I end up in neutral. Right, I understand. I'm actually going to stay in this lane. Yes, now I understand what I've done. There we go. Eventually it'd work. I need this lane now suddenly. This is a terrible road network. Uh, 5L. By the time I managed to find that gear, I lost everything. How far to go? I'm guessing there isn't that far. So it's this button for high split. That's Q7, I think. Looks like a Q7. But yes, Tron. I'm not sure how many of my viewers have watched Tron, the original Tron, and indeed Tron Legacy. I actually grew up with a lot of Tron games. I used to play the light cycles, and I used to play Discs of Tron. I'm not sure if anybody's ever played the old arcade game Discs of Tron. I was thinking the other day about how technology has advanced so much in the past, okay, there you go. How technology has advanced so much in the past 25 years that, you know, titles I was playing when I was small, even 30 years I suppose, titles that I was playing when I was small, like something like Discs of Tron, or I was playing what else? So what other games did I used to play? The original Mortal Kombat. I used to play that with its with its theme. The Sonic the Hedgehog, Aladdin, The Lion King. Not the films, obviously the games. What else was there that I used to play? Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. I'm not sure if anybody remembers that game. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Lotus Challenge. There was a Spider-Man game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And a whole bunch of games like that. That's how I used to play when I was quite small. And just thinking about that, and then how we had the introduction of the Game Boy and Pokemon with its black and white screen. Pokemon was the rage on the Game Boy, as well as other games. I mean, you had the nightmare on the Sega Mega Drive. That was Echo the Dolphin. Nobody likes Echo the Dolphin at all. Okay, we're good for this lane. But yes, nobody liked Echo the Dolphin. Actually, some people must have liked Echo the Dolphin, but I certainly did not like Echo the Dolphin. It couldn't get past level 1 on that title. But yeah, we had titles like that, and then we moved into the PlayStation era, and we started getting 3D graphics. Ooh, something's happened across the road. That looks quite big. That's actually really well done. That is the actual blocking of the roads and everything. Well done. So we went into 3D graphics. We started getting. There was a 3D Sonic. I cannot remember what it was called. The first one was it just Sonic 3D, maybe. The first 3D one. Then you had Spyro the Dragon, and Lotus Challenge was sort of, they tried to make it 3D, but you had Need for Speed and Gran Turismo and all of those kind of things. To this, what we have today in 2021. This video will be coming out in 2021, yes. In 2021, what kind of graphics quality we have today? Just this is photo real, and back then we had a few little pixels. But the strange thing about it is, I think that titles back then probably were a lot more challenging than titles now. In some ways, just in general, that is, not every single title. Obviously, there were some really easy ones. And just thinking back as well to titles like Discs of Tron, we do not have simple titles anymore like that. Every title seems to have that's rather, I suppose, mainstream. Seems to be quite complicated. They have to have complexity, and do not get me wrong, I like the complexity of these titles. But comparing, let's say, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild to the first Legend of Zelda game, or to Link's Awakening, massive difference. What is that noise? Is that a train? I think so. Just comparing those titles, it's remarkable how much change there has been. And you know, the Nintendo Switch is not exactly a very what? Come on. The Nintendo Switch is not exactly a very... Oh, that was close. It's not exactly a very powerful machine. It does struggle, and even with Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild is not graphically the most intensive game, or even I mean, it is a nice title, certainly graphically, but it is not the most intensive title, and yet it still is, in terms of gameplay and size and the amount of things that you can do. It's changed so much in the last 30 years. And are we reaching sort of... Have we got to a point where the only thing we can now do is just make games bigger. There's no more. We've got to a point where, in terms of modelling, I do not think we can get any bigger with the models. We cannot improve further with our modelling. Texturing, right? We're in these texture-wise. I mean, look at the textures on this particular truck. Which, by the way, that is an awesome screenshot. I hope that took the screenshot as I wanted it to, because that was actually a really nice screenshot looking over like that. Looking at the textures on this truck, they're so realistic. And for example, looking at let's say Microsoft Flight Simulator, the realism in that, have we reached a point now where there isn't much more we can do? There really is not much more that can be done here. So what is next for titles? Yes, there's still a little bit to improve. There's a little bit left to improve, but not the massive generational leap that we have had in the previous, let's say, 2 generations. There's nowhere near that kind of generational leap anymore. And it's interesting because in 30 years' time, what are we going to be saying about these titles? Are we going to look back at titles like Microsoft Flight Simulator or Gran Turismo 7 or Grand Theft Auto 5? Let's not talk about Grand Theft Auto 5. I think that title is probably going to be re-released in 30 years' time still. And are we going to be looking at them and saying that it's still, they still hold up with some modifications to what is available at that point in time? And I think at that point in time, one of the biggest things we're going to have is ray tracing, of course, and that is going to add a lot of realism. But that is this generation. This current generation is working on ray tracing. So it is not that that's something we're going to see in 30 years' time. We see that in a lot of titles now. Minecraft, we have a ray tracing version of it. We have ray tracing in plenty of games. There is ray tracing. Yes, it does have an impact on the frames, but that's just the hardware needing to keep up. Nothing more. Oh, that was actually a proper bump. I wasn't expecting that. Is there going to be another one? I'm not sure. So leave it in the comments box below. What do you think is going to be the next big thing in gaming? And are we going to look back at titles like this? I mean, this title, Euro Truck Simulator 2, it has been out since 2011. So if you think about it, it's been out since 2011. That's a long time. It's been 12 years nearly. Sorry, 11 years nearly since this title has been released. And we still play it, and it's still active, and it's still actively maintained, and it's still actively built upon. So if this is a title that people are building on, then why am I parking this? At the back. No. If this is a title people are still building on, is this title going to remain for the next why did it not go into second there? Is this title going to remain for the next 10 years? Are we still going to be playing Euro Truck Simulator 2 in 10 years time? That is the question. Are we still going to be playing? So for example, something like Microsoft Flight Simulator 10, that sort of got to the end of its life. It was a great title. It really was a great title, but it's sort of got to the end of its life now. And looking at it, it has been replaced by Microsoft, the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, not in terms of physics and stuff, but it has been replaced in terms of quality, graphical quality, textures and things like that, that really give it that wonderful, realistic, immersive feel. So what are we going to see next? Because we seem to be in that generation now that has got to the point where things are so realistic, there are points where it's impossible to see whether that's real or a game. Where do we go from there? Because as far as I know, there really isn't much we can do. 48,000 in the bank there. Apparently we get proficiency bonuses. That's a great proficiency bonus. Level 18, you get an extra 8,000. So realistically, the base reward was only 30. And then we get 8,000 for being level 18, and we're almost level 19. So let's have a quick look at the current job offers here. We are in Nice now, so we've unlocked another city. Oh, I'm so tempted to do these. I'm so tempted to just do a couple of these small jobs. But no, I'm going to take a look. I do not want to go back that way. If anything, I'd like to start like that, making my way into Italy, but that's a really cheap job. I want something interesting. Anyway, what are your thoughts on titles? Like looking at Euro Truck Simulator right now. Obviously, it could include ray tracing and improve a few things graphically, just up the texture quality. But in terms of the textures themselves, in terms of the modelling and everything like that, we are at that point where that looks realistic. So it would be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. I've got a little bit of work to do on my truck. That's fine. Let's just have a quick look at the job market before ending this video. We do have that, which is all down roads we've been, apart from just that little bit there. We have that one, which is all on roads we've been. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Medical stuff from Cambridge at £100 a mile. From Cambridge to... Do you know what? Surely I can think up a quicker route than that. I am sure of it. I'm certain I can think up a quicker route than that. So it wants to take it to where? Oh, I need to check that. Was it up here? But if I were to, instead of going all the way around the M25 and down to Dover and then down to Calais, if I went to Felixstowe, quarters across to Rotterdam, and then from the port of Holland, I would go. Surely that's the easier way, because then we end up there, Europort, the port of Holland, and we just go through there, and then that is so much quicker. There, across there, and through that. I do not understand why this one would want to go this way. Okay, anyway, let's have a look at anything else that we have available. I might take that in the next video. You never know. This is going into Russia. Is that part of Russia? Really? Okay. Then we've got some more fuel tankers. It seems like fuel tankers seem to be a big thing at the moment. I did see a double trailer, but unfortunately I couldn't take the double trailer because I cannot get to that location. And it's really annoying that I cannot get to that location. Right now we're going into things that are perhaps not quite worth our time. So yes, I might take the medical equipment in the next video, but for now I'm going to end this video. Again, as I said, leave the comments with your thoughts on old titles, new titles. What was your favourite old title? Either from when you were a child, or if you still are a child, or titles that you just liked that you never played. That has to be over. Let's say the title has to be pre-2000. Yes, I think that's fair. Anything that's pre-millennium. So anything in the last millennium are the titles that I'm looking for. What was your favourite of those? And also, what do you think is going to happen in the next 15, 20, 30 years? Are we really going to improve that much in terms of graphics, visuals, sounds, things like that? Or is it now just going to be expanding and gameplay, just making it a massive, massive world? Is that all that's going to happen? Because there's nothing else that we really can do. And obviously smarter. Actually, there is one thing I've just realised. Smarter AI. That has to be the next big thing. Really smart AI has to be the next big thing. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Euro Truck Simulator 2. I keep saying hit the like button. Just click it, don't hit it. And of course, if you dislike this video, press the dislike button, even though YouTube doesn't show it anymore, because I do not know why. I just think maybe they didn't want their YouTube rewind to have all those dislikes anymore. That's probably what it was. Anyway, if you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. www.patreon.com/ECGadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really, really help me out. And also, you can find me on social media at ECGadget, LP for both Twitter and Instagram. That is all from me, and I'll see you next time in Euro Truck Simulator 2.